Hello Minecrafters, this is Armagedon 41 on the MindCrack fan server. It's been a while since my last video and I'm here to be able to kick things off one more time. I'm going to be starting off this new world tour, I guess, with a world tour. There's a lot of things in here that have been added, changed, and whatnot that I'm sure a lot of people would like to see being the first time in. I've gained quite a few subscribers, and that actually brings me to my first topic here. I hit the first little stage gate, I guess you'd call it, in YouTube by hitting 100 subscribers. That was just after my last video. My 100 subscriber was Bondissimo, and in honor of being the 100th person to subscribe to my videos, I'm going to give away a game. I'm going to give away the Humble Bundle. If you're not familiar with it, it's just a little bundle of games that are put out for charity. You can choose your pricing and all that kind of stuff, but I have purchased it with above the average cost so that you get all the games that are coming in there as well as the Steam keys and all that kind of stuff. So I will be sending you out a message on YouTube about that, and you'll probably get it before this video is even up. But congratulations to being the 100 sub, and I also have picked up a few more keys as well, so I'll be giving those away to current subscribers as well as some future subscribers. I've kind of randomly picked a subscriber number, and whoever that happens to be will end up getting a copy of a game. I'm not sure if it'll be Humble Bundle or just another Steam game, so Steam will be a requirement, or if it's the Humble Bundle, then you can just claim it through them. But at any rate, I'll leave that for the games right now, and we'll kind of get on to the tour. So right off here is the storage area. We got all of our furnaces and all the fun jazz filled with all the goodies, as well as a ridiculously large amount of cobblestone. That's right, this entire wall is filled with cobblestone. As you kind of saw, that this base kind of leads into the void out here. It actually goes out of my rendering distance right now. So this is a rather large base, as well as each of these rooms is completely open and fairly tall. So there's a lot of cobblestone that has been taken out of here. Pela's actually gone through and he's beat me to this world tour a little bit, but he obviously asked me if it was okay, and it certainly was. So hello to any of Pela subscribers or anyone who has seen me through those videos. But yes, the next room we have on here is the tree farm. Yeah, the signs actually seem to be working right now, but they aren't always working, as I'm sure everyone else that has been playing on SMP knows. And I believe a few of the signs down there just don't make a lot of sense anyways. So I've kind of started to expand the appearance of here, and what I'm trying to do on each one of these pathways. As you can see, they're all pretty much the same. I'm trying to add in a ender chest on one side and a workbench on the other. That way, no matter where you are, you always know where there's a workbench and your ender chest to get stuff in and out. So here's the next little room, is the tree farm. I'll just jump up to the little second level so you can see it a little bit better. So this is the manual tree farm for spruce and birch trees, because they're the ones that are kind of difficult to automate in any kind of sensible way. We also have a fairly large manual reed farm all the way around. We've got lily pads in the water, so it doesn't be a complete pain in the ass when the reeds jump into the water. You can see what I've kind of done to most of my rooms as well. I have a tendency of building them a little bit larger than the room itself, just to make it that much easier to be able to build the roofs in here. But that also means is every room that you see is pretty well dug out at least a few levels higher, and sometimes a little bit wider as well. So in along with this tree farm, we have an automatic tree farm. Now with this invention as well as many other inventions, they're not necessarily my own invention or in this case, this one hasn't even been modified at all by myself. This one is taken straight from a tutorial, I believe, by Codecrafted. I need to go through and before showing any of these things again, I'll have a sign for each one of these things that'll actually let everyone know who did it, and if I can find the exact video that either shows a tutorial, at least shows the video. So this is the tree farm. It works for both the oak saplings as well as the jungle tree saplings. The jungle tree actually work a little bit better than the oak trees because the oak trees can build or can have branches that sprout off on here, which can mess up the system. So if it ever pops up a big one, you just have to break the branches and then continue on as normal. But the jungle trees will go up and it stops them before the branching level of those types of trees. But this is really how it works. Throw you down your sapling, bone meal it, and you can see all the hectic piston motion that happens. It goes through, pushes it out into this little wood ribbon out here, as well as breaks all the saplings here. So I've made a previous version like this. If you look back at my old version, my old tour, but the only problem with that one is it just pushed them off to the side. It did not break the saplings, so that you had to make sure that you actually had an excessive amount of saplings. Here you'll actually get more saplings than you actually use up. So you can see with that one, I got at least one back. If you do it enough times, you'll actually have quite a few saplings in excess, as well as it's a decent way of being able to get your apples. So you can spam the trees and stuff like that pretty fast. All you have to do is just look up really quickly to make sure that there's no branches if you're working with these oak trees. If you're working with the jungle, you just go pretty much as fast as you can click. So once you've done as many as you want, and I've done it quite a few times as well as you might have seen in Payla's video, or in this video in this case, I got a little room up here you can pop up and you can actually get on top of the trees, and it just pushes them all out into this massive array of pistons until you end up filling this entire room with, I think, about 1, 2, 3, at least 4 levels, 5, 6, sometimes even 7, depending on the height of the trees that end up getting created. But it will fill up pretty much this entire room with wood. So it's easy enough harvesting. Come in here with a nice efficiency axe or pick for the time being, and just destroy these, and you have a crap load of wood. All right. That would be about it for this guy. And like I said, I will get all the descriptions of the videos. I don't know if I'll be able to get them in the description for this video because I just haven't got everything sorted up just yet. Alright, the next room here is a pretty standard wheat farm. It's just a two-tiered pads. This is the exact same way that I've been doing these farms for every single version I've ever done, really. I quite like this one because it's pretty easy to be able to reach all the way across, as well as you have a few places that you can stand each time without having to worry about trouncing your crops or anything like that. And then it just does a standard harvest. And we also got a hole here, so they both come down here. But, well, hopefully I'll be able to finish this tour before I actually forget about this and everything despawns, which probably isn't going to happen. So I might have to run back here to at least regather this stuff. I'll leave that on. Alright, the next one up here is my enchanting or brewing room. Got just your basic enchanting table with enough for the new enchanting system. It is slightly changeable, so you don't have to put like torches if you're shooting for different levels. So like I obviously can get, that one's already enchanted. I can get level 30 with here, 13, 7. You do it you have a few different options, but if you want to split it in half, up pop these, shows the brewing stands here. and then you can get a few different combinations of the numbers, as well as you can go even further and bring this side down so you can get even more. It also, once again, shows up all your brewing stands. And then we have our the storage in here. Unfortunately, I have absolutely nothing. I think I might have like a vial or something like that in here somewhere, but that is about it. I've kind of put the cart before the horse type thing, filling this in. But we'll eventually get most of the stuff in here. I'm kind of waiting for the new snapshot, or not the new snapshot, but 1.4 to come out so I can use the item frames to start actually showing what's in here as well as in the main storage room. I don't really like doing the signs thing. I've done it in the past. I've also done you put the item block here, but then what happens with stuff like redstone dust, it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So at any rate, this will be the storage for all the potion supplies, infinite springs, and my brewing. And let's just run right back here, see if I can grab this stuff so I don't have to worry about at least all of it despawning. Some of it jumps out onto the edges, but that's usually fine because you have to run up through here anyways when you're replanting. So if anyone's seen my old tours or watched the old videos, you'll kind of see that this shape and stuff like that is very reminiscent of my old base. This one just kind of on a little bit more of a grander scale. On my original base, it was a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter, and it was actually kind of I'll say an homage to Generic B's old base as well. So he had a similar piece with some of the pillars. This one has just really grown a lot since back then, so it doesn't look much like Generic B's system, but I'll still give him a little bit of credit for where my design came from. Alright, this one is the pumpkin and the melon room. Got a pretty standard system here for growing. You'll see, I don't actually know exactly how many guys that I have going in here, but I'll just float up here so you can kind of get an idea of how big this stuff is. But we have what? 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 8 on each line. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high, and then 4 sets. So 2 for each. So you should be able to get, well, depending on how many get stuck inside and how many pop off in the case of the melons, you should be able to get a few stacks. We'll just give a hit. You can see they all fall down. They all collect pretty quickly because it's all been layered with ice. Oops. Hit that guy as well. So this is, I guarantee you I'm not the only one to ever have built this way, but I didn't pull it from any tutorials or anything. It's about as compact and as good as you can make this. I was going for the design that fits in this space. So it works pretty well, fairly compact, but the biggest thing was that I needed to fit in these space because all these rooms and everything are very uniform all the way down here, and I didn't really want to break the style. Alright, so the next one, this is actually the first of my double rooms. So occasionally I'll have 2 rooms put together if I need a little bit more room. This one is a whole lot of empty. As Pela put it, kind of looks like the danger room, like a sentinel should be coming out of here with a button press, but it's not too far off that in actuality, because this is going to be my redstone room. This will be created just a large empty spot that I can do redstone inventions or really anything in Minecraft when I just need a little bit of room to be able to test some stuff. As per usual, I got the everything in here with the chests way before I got any items in it, but this will eventually be filled with all the redstone-y goodness, and thanks to Pela, it should be pretty easy to fill this up with redstone dust. But hopefully more fancy inventions will be coming up through here. I kind of like some of the lighting. I actually kind of ended up here as a little bit of a lighting glitch, but it actually worked out quite well. I'll probably also, now that I have the redstone to be able to convert glowstone into more lamps, I'll probably swap all these guys out into lamps. Don't really need all the pumpkins here. But speaking of pumpkins, I'll pop up here and you can see that all the stuff is actually backlit across here. So you get a little bit of bleed through as well as the normal messed up block lighting on here with pumpkins, or as I would put it at the time, poor man's glowstone, because it just takes forever to harvest that much glowstone. So I just kind of cheated on there. Alright, across the way from the second door of the redstone room is my second farm. This is absolutely identical to the wheat farm. The only thing being different is this one is going to be for potatoes and carrots. And actually watching Payla's video reminded me that I left a couple lamps here. This one is extra, and this one, nope, not that one. Oh, and of course my inventory is completely full. How completely professional of me. Alright, let's just fix the ceiling here. Bear with me for a moment. Nah, that'll do. Alright, so this will be for the pumpkins and carrots, and just like the wheat room, you can harvest both of them separately. But we aren't running with that version yet, so this one is just completely blank. Underneath this entire set, I actually have an opening here. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with it, so for right now I just have the still water with the grass under it. But I may end up doing something with here, like maybe at least a boat dock or a little bit faster travel system, because this is getting pretty large. But for now, I just have this first half of the base leveled out here. And I'm going to be going into... oh yeah, you're going to be great. Alright, I'm going to cut here and get back from there. Alright, we're all recovered, and as I was saying, I've finished off that side, and I will be continuing gutting all this bottom stuff and continuing the theme across here. But for now, we're just going to leave it as is, because it's really just... architectural additions. It's not really a functional piece, so I'll keep on going with that. So this next room is our cactus farm, and also a little bit of a temporary chicken farm. These guys will not be staying here. They're going to be moving a little bit further down, but I just wanted access to chickens for right now and their ungodly loudness. And this is, as I was mentioning, the cactus farm. Still got a little bit of stuff kicking around from the build. It's not really been cleaned up that well, but anyways. So this is just the standard way that I'm sure everyone has seen to be able to do cactus farm. Normally I like to do automatic farms rather than these manual farms rather than the automatic farms, so you can harvest it at the press of a button. But it's so easy to do these automatic farms where they automatically shear just because they grow up a little bit higher, that I couldn't actually just waste the redstone to be able to build this thing using a push button harvest. So it works pretty good. As you can see on here, you end up getting about a half a stack or so on the ground at any one time. So its rates are actually quite good, and if I ever really need cactus, which no one really needs cactus, I can always build this up as high as I want to be able to like double or triple the harvesting on here. Well, let's get away from these clucking little jerks and move on to the next room. I'm going to skip this side just like Payla did in his video and leave that room right there to the very, very end. Because I'm pretty sure that anyone who's coming from anyone else's video or whatever, or Payla's video, will probably want me to be talking about that room. So, like I said, we're going to leave that till last. This one here is the reed farm. This is the automatic reed farm. Like I was mentioning, my affinity for automation and push button harvests. We'll press the button, you'll see the single piston on each side, or single line of pistons, so it's not too high. Like, it harvests both the top two pieces of the reeds, but without actually using two pistons, so it saves on the resources required to make it, and it's also relatively compact. Could have made it a little bit more efficient by adding another layer here, but I just once again wanted to be able to fit in this room. So anyways, without further ado, you can see that the pistons, you might not actually have seen it on that one because of the lag spike here, but the pistons come out and they pulse really quickly, so that it first cuts off the center one, pushes it into the water, and then drops back for only a split second, like for a 1 tick pulse, allowing the top ones that fell on top of the pistons to drop down in front of it and then get pushed back into the water. So you get all of your reeds with just one line per side, and you should be able to get, I believe this was 16 wide each, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 pieces, so you should be able to get some like a stack or two on each harvest, since you're getting 2 from each set. Alright, that one was pretty much done from my own design for the setup here, but the pulsing unit was from JL. I totally don't know his numbers, but anyone who's familiar with the Redstone Inventions totally knows who I'm talking about. So JL zip code his set. Alright, since Netherwort now grows in the overworld, the next farm is the Netherwort farm. This one is set up more or less like my other farms over there do, except for because these guys don't need water, it's right to the edge. So it only has the one path, just because slow sand is so slow to walk through. I needed something that allowed to go fast. And then just to kind of throw it out to mess around with the new mechanisms with the dispensers, rather than harvesting it using the pistons up at the very top and the pulling back and letting the water through, I did the method with the water buckets inside the dispensers. Pretty simple. Actually, this version is considerably more simple than even the pistons one, just because it's only one tiny little set of redstone pasted across and you're done. Hit the one button to push out all the Netherwort, and then one more button press, which I'll wait till at least it gathers a little bit more. And in the meantime, dump some seeds out here, because I want Netherwort a lot more than I want the seeds. But hit another button, gets rid of all the water, and you're good to go. Let's just grab all these, a few stacks of this Netherwort. Of course. There we go. And that'll do for now. Alright, so the next room up on the list is actually an incomplete room that I will be finishing off here within the next couple days. Now that I have all that redstone from Palia, I'll actually be able to finish this guy, because I actually had to stop for a while. But this will be a Smurf, or otherwise known as a flower farm. You basically spam the ground with bone meal, and then you'll end up with an inventory full of flowers. Unfortunately, the old versions of the Smurf have been nerfed, so this one is going to be a piece by my own design, because I haven't really found one that I like. I kind of like avoiding clocks, and pretty much all the Smurfs that I've seen for 1.3 and higher don't all kind of rely on the clocks. There's a few of them out there with the rely on buds, but I'm seeing if I can do my own little design. But anyways, I won't bore you too much until I actually have this guy working and I can do a tutorial. Alright, gonna wait a couple more seconds before going to that little room there, and we'll just show off a couple of the other guys here. First, let's get a little food, because I will probably be taking a few hits of damage off this. On Pale's video, he kind of missed how to operate this one. So it's just a little switch hidden in the in the back, more like security through obscurity than anything else. Easily enough found, but you have to know to go up there. And down here we have both my strip mine, and because I do so many redstone things with lots of pistons, I needed a way of furnishing myself with sticky pistons. So we have a bunch of spawning pads with slimes, the annoying glitching little bastards that they are, but they are here. And I can't believe I managed to get through this so far without getting hit by them glitching through the walls. But anyways, so I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pads, I believe, for them to fill up. So there's pretty much always some slimes down here that keeps me well furnished with sticky pistons. And then over here is the strip mine. Really, the only reason why these guys are here is that when I cleared some of this area for the strip mine, I noticed that the slimes are spawning here, so I knew I had at least one slime chunk there, so that's where it by default ended up. So if anyone's not familiar with efficient branch mining, this is pretty much the pattern that you want to go for to be able to get 100% recovery. You can pretty well space them a little bit further out than this, but because like usually when ores are together, they're usually filling up a little bit of room, so they probably will cross over into other lanes anyways. But this way it'll give you 100% coverage of the area, because for example, this hall will get that block, those 2 blocks, that one, and these 2 blocks. And then you'll see in here, this one gets all the ones that one missed, and that one gets all the ones that one missed. So with all 3 here, it gets 100% coverage that you'd be able to see one face of every single block without any overlap. So there's no possible way that an ore you can lose an ore or miss an ore throughout this system, but once again, because ore is kind of clump, you can probably get away with doing it a little bit deeper, but I'm just that OCD that I kind of had to do it that way. Alright, so back up, see if I can get out without getting damaged once again by the slimes, and manage to do so. This guy really hasn't been prettied up any. It still has all the little holes, and you'll see like pockets with redstone and stuff like that in it from everywhere else, but I will eventually clean it up. There's a lot of cleanup and a lot of additions that need to be done to the system. Alright, the other one is, of course, this room that should have been closed to add a little bit to the drama here, but anyways, so this is the hidden button. That is no longer really hidden because everyone now has seen it in more than one video. But this leads down to my bedroom as well as my enchantment rooms. So this is obviously where I spawn back. And I have these 3 chests right here on stage 1, 2, and 3. Pela figured that I was probably doing a takeover from the takeover the world types plan here, but not quite as diabolical as that. What these guys are is just quick resets. So after death, if you just need to be able to do a quick suicide run to get some of your stuff back or what have you, you can pull the stage 1 equipment, which is all your basic stuff with stone. Stage 2 is when you get into the iron and the enchanted iron. Because enchanted iron and stuff like that is so easy to get, I'm probably going to get rid of stage 1 like this with just the regular iron and stone, and just populate it with enchanted iron, because, you know, why not? And then this third set, which does not have everything in it right now, but will eventually be filled with enchanted diamond. So that'll be like the best of the best type setup. And then all we have into the enchantment pieces is my affinity for iron enchanted pickaxes. So that's pretty much all that's in here. But you can see in here, going from the best enchantments all the way down, you have like efficiency 4 unbreaking 3 picks. If they happen to have either silk touch or fortune 3, you'll be up here. And then that pattern goes all the way down, so efficiency 4 with silk touch to fortune, so on and so forth, until you get down to like the really junky ones, just like fortune 3s, and in the case of this one, a fortune 2. All these ones were also enchanted with level 30 enchants, but occasionally you do get absolute crap. At the very end here, we have my cheaty bricks. You can see in some of my older videos that I had the transmuters. This is pretty much the fruits of that label. The chiseled stone bricks, as well as the stone slabs. These are the stone slabs that form the seamless stone slabs. So you get this cool little effect, which I hope they do add this into the game eventually, but for now, I have my nice little stash of this thing. I really wish I would have been able to have a little bit more time to stash more of these guys away, but you know what, until then, I still probably have more on the server than anyone else, so I can hold them for ransom. And this last chest here, I will probably end up filling all these ones with swords and armor and whatnot, but for right now, this is just my catch-all, as well as some of the efficiency 5s that you can no longer get anymore. Alrighty, last but not least, I'm going to jump down to that room that I kept on avoiding. Yeah, the nice thing about these high ceilings is you can ender pearl up and down pretty quickly. So this is the redstone room. This is, I believe I'm going to more refer to it as my block creation room. So this is anything that you can create basically out of nothing or virtually nothing. As exampled here, this is a obsidian generator. Many people have seen the obsidian generators that you can turn redstone into obsidian, but this one is a little bit unique where it allows you to turn string into obsidian. The thing with the string one is it requires a very certain orientation. Like if you rotated this invention like that direction, this would no longer work. So it's a very specific, not sure if this is just a bug that they left in or if it's something that's going to be removed in the future, but well, while it's here, I'm going to exploit it. This little guy is of my own complete invention. I'm not sure which video I got the information about the string turning into obsidian, but I did find that off of another video. I just built an automated system here to be able to do it. This guy allows you to do up to 4. You can really do this as large as you want, but I figured 4 was enough when it comes to obsidian. And then if you want to be able to only do like 1, 2, or 3. It has the ability to block off a couple areas so you're not pouring lava all over the place. And when you block off the ones that don't have any string on, flip the switch, lets lava down, and obsidianizes the string. Same kind of thing as the redstone, but with a considerably more worthless piece of material. Break it out, and you have your obsidian. And it's also open it up enough so if it falls into the water streams. So you can do that as much as you want, as often as you want, and just use up your useless string. Alright, the next invention over here that I'm sure everyone's seen in many different videos in the server is the sand generators. This one is a slightly different design from the one that I have in the town. This one's actually a carbon copy of JL Zipcode's version, whereas the one at spawn is an older version of that one, just with a newer clock. But anyways, so stand here, and in comes all the sand. Everyone knows how that works, and don't really need to go through that too much. Check out JL Zipcode's videos, and in a future description I'll let everyone see where this one came from as well. And just for completeness, I decided to make a cobble generator. Really, with the amount of cobble that I have in my storage, there's no reason for having a cobble generator like this, but sure enough, I had to make it because why not? This will just allow for 2 streams of cobble, so you can do it almost as fast as you can break it. You can see even with this efficiency 4 pick, it pretty well keeps up with the generation. But anyways, who the hell needs cobble anyway for these days? If you need a slightly more useful generator, you can use this guy. This one is another one by Codecrafted. It's an obsidian generator. It's quite fast, and it kind of looks neat. Palo was saying in his videos that I should probably hide this one in on the wall so you don't see all the redstone-y goodness. Well, I kind of like this one just out in the middle, kind of like a more of a fountain type thing, because it's a little bit over complex for doing a fairly simple task, but it's one of the only like nice versions of a smooth stone generator. So, at any rate, if you have Silk Touch, which I don't currently have on myself, step on the pad and just start whacking these guys down, and you would have smooth stone blocks. This one does use a clock, which I'm not a big fan of, but I've at least modified it just here so with the pressure plate, so you can't accidentally leave it on and lag out the server. Alright, next one on here is the always lovable snowman. This entire base is actually in a jungle biome, but there happens to be a couple places, as you can kind of see from the slightly different colored grass here, that there's a stream that runs through. So this is pretty much the only place in the entire base where a snowman will actually live. So if he does somehow escape, he will die as soon as he passes this line. So it's fairly safe for him, and don't have to worry about coming here one day with my base being covered in snow. But if he's not cooperating like he is right now, hit the button, and you just have a couple timed pistons that push him out into the area, and just waste your shovels, and you have an inventory full of snow. I'm sure everyone's seen that about 1,000,000 times before. But here is one that is a little bit less known. This is pretty much the most cheaty thing that's on the server right now. The sand generators over there are pretty much a second to this one. This is a generator for, as I'm sure you kind of guessed by what's kicking around here and also what's in my hand, for power rails. So you can have an infinite supply of power rails without using up your gold. This one also, once again, uses a clock. So I have wired it up with a pressure pad. So just jump in here and then spam as much as you'd like of the power rails on this little block, and you'll see the number on my hotbar slowly increase. It's not every single time that you put it down, but it's very close there too. So you'll have an entire inventory of these power rails pretty quick, as you can kind of notice by the ridiculous amounts of power rails that are in these inventory, or in these chests over here. Alrighty, so that is pretty much the tour of this base, and that is the fun room. I'll finish it up by just running upstairs so people can kind of see where this is as far as the real world is considered. From the traveling in the Nether from the Nether hub, this one is actually at somewhat near the end of the red hallway. So feel free to come and use any of this stuff if you happen to be connected onto the server. If you're not connected on the server, make sure to be paying attention to people's contests and such to be able to get on. I believe Rayman right now has the only contest that is going right now, but you can stay tuned and you'll be able to find out when any new contests come up to be able to get spots on the server. And we can see right over here across the way a little shout, or a little bit of a shot of Pantone's little abandoned mansion. She's wandered away from here, but she's left her tiny little mansion. But anyways, that's it for the world tour here, and I'll get back into the thick of things and start producing more videos, and I'll start doing some minor tutorials and stuff like that of the things you saw in the basement there, and from there, have a good time. Bye.